welcome to Burning the Edge. We would like to welcome to the T our host, Mr. Arthur Miller Jr.
Thank you for listening to the Burning the Edge podcast. Today, we have J Hasselman as our guest on today's show. We're going to be speaking with him. He is the store manager at our local Edwin Watts store. Also, we have a big announcement coming up at the end, so please pay attention at the end of the podcast for information about our event coming up. How often do people come in and get fittings?
I mean, we got people coming in every day, but it depends. A lot of guys kind of know, that they've done it enough. They know what they want. They come in and just get, they come and say, I'm looking for X, Y, Z. We get it. But, if a guy's coming in looking at some irons, I always say, hey, look, let's go back there. Let's hit a couple balls. Let's just make sure that the shaft flex is correct. Let's make sure that the lie angle's good. The length is good. Just to be, even some of the guys that think they know, I'm like, let's, because sometimes gal come in and say, well, I want this. And you're looking at him going, I don't know, man. Maybe you may think that's what you want, but let's go see. And it's just something that it's ongoing. I mean, we do fittings basically all day, every day. Yeah. We've got the 3 hitting bays, so sometimes we got to fight the guys that are in there having a rain session so we can get in there and do it. But that's okay. We want those guys to be in there because a lot of times they'll find something they want to buy while they're back there too.
Right.
So I mean, if a guy's looking to buy some, even a driver, we want to get back there, make sure we get the right loft, make sure that the shaft flex is correct, and get something that's going to suit his game better. Hopefully make it more fun. I mean, this game's hard. You play. It's really hard.
It is.
So I've played everything. Yeah, it's the hardest game ever.
Did you get any technical training for any of that stuff, or is it kind of just come to you over the years?
Some of it is just from experience, but no, I've been to I've been to Ping a couple times for training. I've been to Callaway a couple times for training. Some of the guys have been to TaylorMade and Titleist for training. So we, and then you come back and you kind of pass along to everybody else. If there's anything new going on, but most of and a lot of fitting is art. There's a lot of talk about science and launch monitors and all that, but there's a lot of art to fitting because you just need to pay attention to guys' tendencies and things like that. And the other thing I tell people when they want to get fit is, don't try to impress me, because you're not going to impress me and you're not going to disappoint me, because I've seen everything on both ends of the spectrum. But you also need to be honest. You would get so many people who come in and talk about how, I hit at X distance, and you go back there and you're watching them and your ball speed. I'm like, the only way it's going to go that far is if you play on the moon, because if your ball speed, the ball can only go so far at this speed. And so, but that's the thing. If you'll be honest and, maybe have just, because sometimes it can hurt your feet. Like I know the first time that I ever hit balls on a launch monitor, I thought I was a lot faster than I was. And it kind of was a humbling experience, but I also am smart enough to know that thing's not lying, and that, if I'll use that data correctly, it can make the game easier. It can give me something that I've got a better chance to see.
Right. So, going to Ping and all of that, what is that experience like?
Oh, it's number one, we're a pretty big customer for all those guys. So they roll out the red carpet. You feel like you're somebody important, but it's pretty neat to go out there and just to learn and to see how they do it versus how maybe you've done it, and see if there's some things that they do better or things that you think you do. It's just neat to learn a new way of doing things and maybe integrate some of that into how you do it. And it's funny because you go to all of them and the verbiage may be different, but they're all kind of saying the same thing, and they're all really, let's face it, all these manufacturers are looking for the same thing. They're looking to make a golf club. When you hit any of these clubs in the center of the club face, they're all really good.
Right.
What they're trying to do is they're trying to make a golf club that when you don't hit it in the center of the face, performs close to what it does when you hit it in the center.
Right.
And there's only so many ways you can do that, and they know that. So consequently, they're all really doing the same thing.
Right.
They may talk about it differently, but basically, I told a guy one time, think of it like if you've got a barbell weights on your shoulders and you've got the weights really close to your shoulders, it's pretty easy to spin. But if you start moving those weights 6 or 8 feet away from your shoulders, it gets harder to spin.
Right.
And the same thing with a golf club. The farther they can get weight from the center, the more stable that hit is when you don't hit it in the center. And so that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to get weight away from the middle of the golf club, trying to get weight low and way back from the center, because that makes for a more stable club head.
Right. So how often do you buy new clubs?
I used to get new clubs all the time, but the clubs I've got now, I've had for a long time. I don't play that much, so and you know, for one of the perks of the job is I've always got somebody trying to give me some clubs.
Right.
You know, because they're not stupid. They know that whatever we play, you know, people come in and ask, "What do you play?" And you know, so consequently, you can lead them that way. But they come in now, and I'm like, why don't you give one of the other guys some clubs? I said, it's pointless for me to have them because I'm not going to play with them.
Yeah.
I mean, I've played 2 times in the last year.
Man.
Well, last 10 months, maybe. So yeah.
How do you do that, man? I would go out of my mind if I couldn't play 2 times in 10 months.
Well, you know, business has been so crazy. I'm just working a lot right now.
Yeah.
And, I've got a teenage daughter, so when I'm not playing golf, I like to do stuff with her because she still thinks I'm cool. She's not old enough yet to know that I'm really not. And I know that we're only a couple of years from her figuring that out. So,
it happens quick.
I know. So right now I'm enjoying her, and I'll probably play some this fall. I like to play golf in the fall.
Okay.
You know, I like it when it's in the 70s. Or even in the 60s. And plus, you know, the golf courses are really good in the fall and people stop playing.
I wondered about that because I'm trying to remember last year. I really didn't pay attention to it a whole lot last year, but
last year didn't happen.
Right. But usually in the fall, you're right. People don't play as much. And
between high school and college football.
Right.
And
guys NFL,
and guys going hunting, you know, dove hunting and stuff. I mean, now last year was different because all of the football was at a limited capacity. Right. So guys that would be going to Oxford or Knoxville or, you know, Nashville to see that they weren't going.
Right.
So they continued to play golf throughout the fall. So I'll be curious to see this year, because I know at this point, the plan is to have full capacity at all these games. So I'm still not sure that that's not going to change at some point. And I hope it doesn't, because I'm going to tell you what, there's going to be some mad people if they've bought some season tickets and they get told, you know what, your number didn't come up, you don't get to go this week.
Hey, you know, I mean, that's the nature of the beast, though. I mean, I don't know. You know, I don't know what else. I mean, we talked about the shutdown. I don't know what else you can do, though. Like, you can't.
Nope.
You can't just let people put themselves at risk like that. I don't know.
I know. Well, and you know, and there's just people out there that will not get vaccinated. And look, I'm not going to tell anybody what to do with their body or their lives. But and there's people that just are hell bent that they won't wear the mask, which I don't like it any more than anybody else. But if they tell me that it's going to either help slow things down or it's going to make other people feel more comfortable, then I'm fine with putting it on. I mean, we wore them for basically a year,
right,
at the shop. And I told somebody, one of our regulars in there, and he said something about the mask. I said, I like the mask because then when you made me mad, I could talk about you under my breath and you didn't know what I was saying.
Yeah, that's a good one there. Yeah.
But I think we're going to go back to having to wear masks here in the near future. I think so. And, you know, I think like, we talked about New Orleans with the mandates that you have to have a vaccination card to get into a restaurant.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be if you're going to go to a sporting event or if you're going to fly on an airplane. I envision there being a day when you have to have proof of vaccination to do those things.
Yeah. But, we talked about the history, but that's the way they got out of it.
Yeah.
Through vaccinations, and
I hope they're still working on this vaccination though, because the one we've got now is more like a flu shot, it seems to me, because I know, and I'm sure people who've had the vaccine, but then they still get COVID.
Yeah.
Now it seems to lessen, how bad they get it or the effects that it has on their body.
Yeah.
But, when they had a polio vaccine, after you got the vaccine, you didn't get polio.
You didn't get it. Right.
So hopefully they're going to come up, they're going to figure out some vaccine that'll knock it out.
Right. I think their focus now is more on for the children right now to get something that they can give the children to kind of keep them from dying too.
Well, I'm all for that too.
Absolutely.
Because and I was talking. We've just hired a young high school kid to do a little stuff with us, and I was talking to some. You think about these high school seniors now, and in the last 2 years, they've missed out on some of the coolest times of your life.
Yep.
Because of this virus. And one of my best friends from college, his daughter was a college freshman last year. Well, she didn't even get to go to school. She did everything virtually from home.
Yep.
And I just remember, first year of college is, all of a sudden you're independent. You're kind of on your own.
Right.
And
it's some of the best times of your life.
Oh my God. Then you wake up and you're 50 years old and you've been working at a job for 26 years.
Yeah.
And, but I just, they're being robbed of much of their youth. And my wife works in the schools, and these kids that didn't get to have graduation or prom or get to play sports, and it's just, it breaks my best memories of high school were playing sports and my teammates and things like that.
Yeah.
And just to think that some of these kids don't, they're not going to get to experience that is kind of sad. It's not kind of sad; it's real sad.
It is. It really is. But so I know the repair shop in the back has been pretty busy too.
Yeah, apparently COVID makes people angry because there's a lot of broken clubs back there. I think I ordered about 12 shafts today for people that have broken something. But the repair shop has been very and with a lot of with more golfers and new golfers comes just more breaks and we're doing a lot of grips and it's just it's almost overwhelming. Like we could almost have a separate business and just do the repair.
Yeah.
But it stays very busy back there.
Yeah.
To the point, used to we'd have same day or next day turnaround. Now it's 48 and sometimes 72 hour turnaround right now, just because we can't seem to get ahead of it. I keep thinking, man, we're going to hit the fall. It's going to slow down. We're going to catch a little lull, and it hasn't happened yet.
No, I can remember coming in there probably a couple of years ago, and he put my grips on while I waited. it wasn't, 15, 20 minutes, and he was done. Handing them to me, taking them to the front, and we done,
Yeah.
And I know at least for the last year, I seen a sign up there saying,
we've had
48 hour turnaround.
Yeah, I've had a 48 hour sign. I put it up when we first reopened last year. It just kept getting more and more and more. So I made that sign, and people looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, man, I don't know how to explain it to you. And the guy would say, I had a guy one day say, man, I'm a good customer though. I said, well, you don't think those other people that are in front of you are good customers? Right. Don't make me pick and choose.
Right.
Don't hurt somebody's feelings and it might be yours.
Yeah. You might find out that you ain't as good as you think you are.
That's right. But no, but it's just a lot. And then, you want to take your time and do it right too. So, and guys get mad sometimes because, I got this tomorrow and I got that tomorrow. And I'm like, well, maybe you should have planned a little better. Yeah. But everybody gets it. It's, they know we're doing all we can do and doing as fast as we can do it.
Absolutely.
That's all we can do.
Yeah. So have you hired more people or?
No,
No,
actually, I've got one guy less right now.
Yeah.
For the longest time, I mean, I've had the same people. I've had so Robert, who does most of the work in the repair room.
Yeah.
He's been with the company the same as me. He started in '96 also. Kevin has been with us since. Kevin's the ball-headed guy. He's been there since 2001 or two. He had a little hiatus where he went and worked with his wife for a little while, but has come back.
Yeah.
And then Chris has been with us for 10 or 12 years. I lost two guys that have been with us a while, but I've replaced one of them. And honestly, I just haven't replaced the other one because I don't want to train anybody else right now. It's just it's easier just to do it ourselves than to try to teach somebody to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then we've got a guy that does shipping and receiving. He's been with us. I mean, Mike's worked with us for 10 or 12 years. So I've been fortunate, not much turnover.
Yeah. I mean, most of the guys I see in there have been there forever, for as long as I've been coming in there.
We work for a really good company, and the people that own our company, I mean, it's a family business. I mean, we have right at 90 locations around the country.
Yeah.
And it's owned by one family, and they're great people. They take good care of us, and consequently, the tenure in a lot of our stores is, especially for retail, is unheard of.
Oh yeah, that is unheard of for retail. My mom worked in retail pretty much. She still works in it now. She's 60 years old, So
bless her heart.
Yeah, I know, right? And she most of the stores she worked at though, she stayed there for a while. But I mean, most of the people that were working there, you have a few that stay for a while, but then most of them would be in and out. The turnover would be great. But man, like y'all guys been there. I only been playing golf probably about 8 years, and most of the people in there have been there.
And all the guys there have been there basically the whole time. But yeah, for sure.
Yeah. So yeah, man. I'm glad that business is going well though, because I like Edwin Watts, and you always been willing to. When I've asked you for those coupons and stuff, it's like no hesitation. You get them. And I hate that. Like whenever you go in there, you never think about the coupon though. It's
I know.
It's like, man,
it's unbelievable how few of those we actually get redeemed based on how many I print, because I print thousands of them.
I bet. And I was like, man, I never think about that dadgum coupon. And then the other thing about it is I play ping club, and I love the ping stuff, so you can't use them on ping.
Yeah, you can't use it. Well, you just need to come get you some golf shoes and some shirts. You can use those all day.
Yeah, that's what I
really. The only restrictions are ping golf clubs and golf balls. Outside of that, you can use them on just about anything.
Yeah. So what's in your bag?
Me? All right. So right now I've got a bag full of Callaway stuff right now. I've got a Callaway driver. I've got a couple of TaylorMade fairway woods. So I've got the new Epic Speed driver. I've got TaylorMade Sim 3 wood. I've got a couple of really old Callaway Apex hybrids that I've had forever. I've got some older Epic Forged Callaway irons. I've got some Vokey wedges, and I've got a ping putter. I putted with the same ping putter for. This is my new one. I probably had it for 6 years. And before that, I probably had one for, 15 years. I used to play nothing but ping, but here lately, I've just been playing some other stuff. I really like these irons I've got. They look good to my eye. And like I said, I don't play enough to warrant changing. So I just kept them in my bag.
So are those Vokey wedges worth it? I got to get some new wedges, and I bought a Cleveland because I had Cleveland before, and then I switched to ping. So I like the look of the Cleveland wedges.
Yeah, the Cleveland wedges are really good. The RTX4 looks really good. Now, the Vokey wedges are good. I really like these.
Yeah.
I've never played. I played before this. I played ping wedges for probably 15 years.
Yeah.
And I really like. I've only played 2 times with them, but I do like them. There's so little technology. Obviously grooves and wedges,
right.
But to me, the wedge, the main thing is how it looks sitting on the ground behind the ball.
Yeah.
Because a 56 degree wedge is a 56 degree wedge in a lot of aspects, other than look. And, there's some very small differences in how they feel.
Right.
But, I tell people all the time, the most important, and to me, the most important thing on any golf club is how it looks sitting behind the ball. That's where I always start. If I find one that doesn't look good, I'm not even going to try to hit it because I'm probably not going to like it. But if I find one that I like the look of, there's a pretty good chance I'm going to hit it pretty good too.
Right. Well, Jay, man, I appreciate you coming on, man, and talking with me for a minute, man. I hope
it was fun.
This shipping and stuff, I hope the issues go away very soon, man.
You and me both.
There'll be some sick people at Christmas that can't get their
I'm gonna tell you what, they got to tell Dad, I'm sorry, we love you, but we just couldn't hook you up this year.
Yeah.
Nah, but we'll have some stuff to sell between electronics, golf shirts, shoes.
Yeah.
We'll be able to find something.
Yeah.
Or heck, just get them a gift card, and then when things get good, we'll have it again.
Yeah. So, man, I appreciate you, man. I hope you have a good evening, man, and enjoy those years with your daughter, man, because it's going to change real quick, man. Mine is 20, and when she comes home, she doesn't even I'm like, man, you could at least say,
give me a hug or something.
Yeah, hang with your daddy for a minute. The only time I hear from her when she wants some money.
Money.
Yeah. My goodness gracious.
Oh, man. Well, I appreciate you having me, and if you need anything, just call me, man.
All right. I appreciate you, man.
All right, have a great evening.
You too, man.
Thanks.
All right, now. I hope you enjoyed our guest today, J Hasselman, the store manager at the Edwin Watts here in Memphis, Tennessee. Go over there and check them out. They have a lot of items. The used rack is slim pickings, as you heard in the podcast, but they have a lot of new equipment and a lot of apparel, and have a nice selection of shoes there and any other equipment or training aids, anything else you want there. They always are willing to work with you on the price if you want to, you can haggle with them a little bit. This might not be the time to haggle with them because everybody's buying everything, but you can try to haggle with them and see. Check them out over there. Jay has always been nice to me, and Kevin always been nice to talk to them guys. And I can't remember the guy that does the repairs and stuff. He always running around over there. But I wanted to tell you about the Burn the Edge podcast has a 19th hole networking event coming up. It's going to be at Stonebridge Golf Club right outside of Memphis. It's considered to be in Lakeland, I believe. It's going to be from 6 to 8. We're going to have trivia. We're going to have some food. We're going to have drinks. We're going to have a little putting contest. So bring your putter out and come and hang out and meet some of the guests that I've had on the podcast. You're going to meet me, the host, Arthur Miller, and you're going to get to just network with some of the people. If you're new to golf, if you're experienced at golf, either way, I want you to come out, check it out, and you can link up with the fellas that I play with all the time and some people that I hope to play with soon, and just get to meet some of them and network with them and see how soon we can get you on the course if you're new to it, or if you haven't played in a while, we're gonna get you out there soon. I hope that you will enjoy us. Thank you again for listening. Please like, subscribe, follow. Check us out on Instagram. Check us out on Facebook. Thank you again for listening.